I got sirens going by outside now.
The end of the world, Jason. How do you
As
feel?
we know it.
I feel fine. Jason, Joe, and Cram here. R.E.M. week, side 3. And R.E.M., Peter Buck specifically, kind of known for dabbling in instruments other than the guitar, specifically mandolin quite often, but other things as well. You've got some accordion on tracks and stuff. So we're going to talk today for this side 3 video about unconventional instruments, at least in the context of rock music, tracks that feature these instruments prominently, or maybe even more so than they do guitar or piano or more traditional rock songwriting instruments. So kind of vague, however you want to interpret unconventional or rock music, I guess. But let's see what you guys got.
Let's start off. I didn't go too crazy with my instruments, except for this first one. We love talking about pet sounds. They're banging on Coke cans, water bottles, orange juice cartons, water jugs, all that sort of stuff for the percussion. Pretty cool. I'm going to go with my favorite use of saxophone, maybe ever, which would be, other than Springsteen, is going to be on an album called Kaput by Destroyer. It comes in really awesome, really hazy and chill wave, but with saxophone. An instrument that I think brings an already great written song to another level is going to be the Glockenspiel on No Surprises by Radiohead. Absolutely just creates that dreamlike element. I'm going to go with a song that I think has grown on me since we did the listography. And really, it was one of the first ones I thought of when we talked about this side 3. It's going to be the Bagpipes from AC/DC's It's a Long Way to the Top. But my number one is the use of French horn in You Can't Always Get What You Want right at the beginning by the Rolling Stones. Absolutely gorgeous. Creates like this really classy, regal quality to it, especially that going on. He starts talking about the the reception they're at. I think it just fits perfectly. Amazing.
I got a couple here. We'll do The Darkness, One Way Ticket. He uses a sitar throughout it, and not just for the verses and choruses, he also plays a ripping sitar solo. It's a little too much, really, but an interesting use and definitely mixing it up a little bit. It's just completely ridiculous, but it's The Darkness, so kind of to be expected. We are going to go with an all-time classic from 1994, Super Unknown. We got Spoon Man with the classic Spoon solo. Fantastic. That was part of my instant messenger screen name throughout high school, Rock on Spoon Man. One of my favorite songs. We're also going to do the Didgeridoo on Kate Bush's The Dreaming, on the album The Dreaming, song The Dreaming. Very Australian flair on that one. And then we'll do one of my favorite instruments from long time ago, the harpsichord, which is used by the Black Keys on Too Afraid to Love You. Just one of those instruments that you know right from the sound. It doesn't sound like anything else. Totally crazy stuff. But I like the way they do that. And then we'll finish it off with the ocarina, which is used on Wild Thing by the Trogs. So some interesting examples, and there's some others, but we'll let Jason. I don't want to steal all of Jason's.
My first one is not that odd of an instrument, but in this context, it's quite different. I've got the song Gettin' Rough by Dinosaur Jr., which is led by banjo. I've also got Lady Jane by the Rolling Stones, which features a dulcimer. Then I've got two songs, Keep the Car Running and Black Mirror by Arcade Fire, on which Regine Chassagne uses a hurdy-gurdy. Then I've got the song Hurdy Gurdy Man by Donovan, which he plays a sitar. And then lastly, I'm going with Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys and that famous theremin part.
Although it wasn't an actual theremin, I read it was an electric theremin, which kind of cheating, but still a theremin sound.
When the Beach Boys went electric with that theremin, it was
All downhill. I also like their use of vegetables on the song Vegetables, although I hate that song a lot. But yes, they chew vegetables. And I think Paul McCartney is on that track, chewing vegetables as well. So
They basically,
completely pointless use, not really an instrument, but I'm going to count it.
the sound of the bass harmonica. I can't hear a bass harmonica anymore without thinking of the Beach Boys now.
I had a couple more. There's one really, it's not an instrument, but on the song Daddy, Brother, Lover, Little Boy by Mr. Big, he uses a power drill. It's very unique sounding. Let's see, I got Xylophone on Gone Daddy Gone by Violent Femmes. And that's it.
I'm glad you brought up Lady Jane and the dulcimer. That's one of my favorite instruments, and I didn't even really know which one was a dulcimer. Like, I had to have it. I think we were talking about the Conor Oberst album last year, where you pointed out to me what it actually was. But I've always loved that instrument. Love it.
I don't have too many more. I had Spoon Man written down, but Joe took that one. I also know that Blake Mills likes to use an instrument called the tipple a lot, but I couldn't find specifically what songs he played it on, so I left it off my list. But it's like a little mini guitar looking thing. I think it has 4 sets of 3 strings, so it's like a 12-string ukulele, sort of. But yeah. And of course, there's a lot of sitar throughout the history of rock with the Beatles and, Ravi Shankar's influence and all the people that then used it. The Stones have sitar on Paint It Black. And
Don't
Nobody
forget.
played the electric sitar like Justin Hawkins on the Darkness album.
Don't sleep on the comedic drop whistle thing from the Logical song by Supertramp that sends it off and goes, woo, whatever. There should be more songs written with that.
all right, everybody, let us know what we missed. This is probably the most wide open side 3 we've ever done. There's hundreds and hundreds of examples, so let us know down in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Check down in the description for links to all of our social media accounts, and we will see you on Friday for the best albums of 2002.